I love teaching at GSSE. The reason why I love it and why I think that the curriculum is completely cutting edge compared to anything else I've experienced is that not only is it focused on the student, all of the approach is really student-based, it's problem-based, it's real-world-based. I think that if you're awake, alive, and attuned to everything happening in the world, why would you actually turn that off while you're in a class?
Engagement is top of mind for me because it really is the foundation of all student learning. If I'm in a class where the students are engaged, I know that the material is impacting them and that it's reaching them in some way. And I know that they're learning something. And that involves a lot of things like meeting them where they are, but it also involves trying to incorporate a lot of learning theory and learning framework, particularly experiential learning. For example, today we worked on organizational design. And I gave them a case study to get them to experience what it's like to actually design an organization. And from there, I have them reflect on that experience before I introduce the actual framework so that they know why are we learning the things that we're learning.
So this semester, I started using the case methods. This method is, I would say, quite student-centered because the person that's facilitating the class is the instructor, but most of the ideas that are getting thrown out there are from students. What we know is that a lot of great ideas and new ideas, they don't originate from a vacuum or someone sitting at a desk quietly. Usually great ideas come about through interaction. Within the classroom, we have to give students the opportunity to really exchange ideas, challenge each other's ideas, discuss ideas, solve problems, solve complex problems. This is how we can really take advantage of the classroom time.
Project-based learning is important because we want students to experience what it's like to build something from start to finish. And having them manage a project is allowing them to see the whole entire process. For example, in one of our courses, Social Innovation Project, we have them look at what it's like to build a product or a social business from start to finish. And for that way, it cements their learning in that they're not just focused on any one part, and theory is not something that's disconnected from practice in the real world, but they actually see how the concepts that they're wrestling with in class is tied to something in the community, something in the real world that can be touched and felt.
So much of what we learn through this experience is completely connected to what you would need after university or even during your experience. A lot of it is related to emotional intelligence, a lot of space around self-reflection. How do you build teams? How do you work with other people? And what are the kind of competencies that you need in an increasingly complex world? We need critical thinking. We need more self-attuned leadership. We need ways in which we can communicate cross cultures. But I think most importantly, no matter what, if you're going to be creating your own business one day as a social entrepreneur or working in a company, one of the key pieces is really about honing in on what is your passion, what is your purpose, why are you here, why are we here together to learn what we're doing so that it has an impact on the world.
I think at GSSE we want to unlock students' potential. So it's about them being this great ball of something already. They have all this energy, they have this drive, they have aspirations. But how can we help nurture that? How can we unlock that? So we want to foster change leaders. And change is really hard. It's not just something that can happen overnight. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of creativity. It takes a certain amount of risk. What we teach in the classroom, we want to instill skills, attitudes that will enable them to succeed personally and professionally, to lead happy lives, to lead meaningful lives, and hopefully to make really big change that is going to affect and improve the lives of people throughout the world.